to order. It looks like everyone is present except Brister and Higgins, which kind of as Mr. Woolley just said, we just called this meeting a couple hours ago. So we were sorry to have to do that while they had conflicts. So, and we have just one item, and that is going to be to talk about the revised calendar.
Let me show it to you. I know I sent it to you, but let me get it up on the screen so we can talk about it a little bit. It worked out pretty well for us. Everybody see this now? Everybody see the calendar?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start at the bottom. This is the revised one we're looking at. We were scheduled to close on Thursday, May 27th, one day earlier than this shows. So we have 7 days to pick up because we're going to be opening 7 days late. So we have 7 days to get. So we're getting one of them by going one additional day, closing on Friday instead of Thursday. That's the weekend right before Memorial Day weekend. We get another day, a second day, by eliminating the President's Day holiday back in February. We haven't always taken it. We had it on the schedule for this year, but we're taking it. The other 5 days come from, there's a law that doesn't need to be a law anymore, but it still is, that we have to put 5 days in the calendar in case it snows. So those were these last days right here ending on May 27th. We had to put them in the calendar, even though it was highly unlikely we would use them. But they now have waived that under these conditions and let us not even have to show those days. So that's those 5 plus adding 1 day plus taking out President's Day. And you see back up here at the top of the calendar, we pushed everything here at the top 7 days later. First day of school is 7 days later. It was going to be August 13th, Thursday of 2 weeks before. And our staff work was going to be the 7 days before that. So that's all been moved. Other things that had to adjust were when the quarter ended, those kinds of things. When report cards and parent conferences were in the fall, that all changed by 1 week. And then the spring semester, other than taking out President's Day, did not change at all. So this calendar really works surprisingly well. There's really very little change, and I'm very pleased that we were able to make this happen with so little change. Any questions?
Move to adopt the revised 2020-2021 school calendar.
Can we stop for 1 second?
You bet.
Mr. Brister has said that he is actually trying to join.
Okay.
And it says no meeting. So is there a way to let him in?
Be sure that if you're texting with him, tell him that I sent a new link. He may not have seen that email.
It came on the Miss Ruth's time text. So let's just stop, and I'd like to give him a chance to get on.
Okay.
If you're waiting on me, I'm on.
Oh, there you are. Sorry. Okay.
Sean, let me bring you up to speed right quick. And if you all don't mind, I'll go back to the looking at the calendar. Sean, what we were able to do, again, I'll just go over this quickly. We were closing on Thursday, May 27th. So we're picking up 1 day by going 1 more day to Friday, May 28th. That's the week that closes us right before Memorial Day weekend. We picked up a second day by eliminating the President's Day holiday that was scheduled. Then we picked up the other 5. We already had 5 days here at the end of the year to meet a mandatory law that we have 5 days in the calendar for snow days, which we probably wouldn't have ever used anyway. But they've waived that requirement under these conditions. So that's our 5 plus 1 to get the 7 to offset the fact that we're starting 7 days later. We were scheduled to start the 13th, and now it's August 24th. So this actually worked out really quite a bit better than I first feared before I looked at it.
Okay.
And so we have, I think, isn't it the 3 snow days, and then 2 are being made up for the 180 to 178?
Right. We normally have a 180-day calendar, but 178 is all that the state requires. So we're cutting back to 178. That's 2 of those 5 days that are snow days.
And so for parents wanting to plan vacations, if we have snow days, those will go through AMI. That doesn't tag on to the length of the days.
That's correct. There's no reason to expect us to go any later than May 28th. Now, things could certainly change again. Who knows? But there's no reason to expect that right now unless we get postponed again or something like that.
Is there a motion to approve the revised calendar?
Move to approve the revised 2020-21 calendar.
That was
Second.
Mr. Blair. Is that a second from Brister?
Brister, second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor with a right-hand vote? Well, Sean,
Aye,
I
from
can't
Brister.
okay, thank you. So that passes unanimously. Before we adjourn, how are the surveys going?
Really well. I'm really pleased with the amount of return. We're up to almost 2,000, which is astounding to me. I have not tallied it since yesterday, but as of yesterday, we had about 100, and we had a much bigger response again today. Let me say, what I'm getting ready to tell you was with about 1,000 responses. We had about 100 saying they wanted to stay home remote only, and about 150 saying blended, and everybody else coming to school. So that's fewer at home than I expected. But now that was with only 1,000 responses, so you've got to interpolate that.
Right.
And now we're going to wait till probably tomorrow to tally it again, and that'll give us a pretty good indication. But I'm overwhelmingly happy with the number of responses. You know how surveys are; people don't get around to doing it, or they forget about it, or it's just hard to get a good response on something like this. But if we get 2,500, which we may well get, that's going to be tremendous out of 3,300.
Right. That will be. So any other questions for anyone?
Is there any way to tell if those of what's replied, or you may know more tomorrow, if it's spread kindergarten through 12th grade, or more younger kids, or more older kids?
I did tally that on that first 1,000, and it was very even at every grade. And it wasn't, of course, exact same number, but it was very close. It was very evenly spread.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll send you a tally of that later this week, just so you can see it.
Oh, good. Thank you. So I'll take a motion to adjourn if anybody has one.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor with the right-hand vote? And an aye from
Yes, from Brister, or aye from Brister. Yep.
Brister. Okay, that passes unanimously. So thank you for getting that done so fast, Mr. Woolley. The calendar looks great.
Well, thank you all for taking time to do this tonight. I know it was a quick notice and inconvenient, but obviously our staff really is wanting to know. And so I'll get this out to them tomorrow, and they'll be good to go.